Hey, all right, welcome back. We're picking it right up again. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Biz TV. I'm John Tobacco. I'm joined by my partner, Frank Morano, and Andy Ross, CEO of American Rebel, joins us right now as well. Andy, thanks for giving us a few more minutes of your time. I really appreciate it. Me and Frankie are fielding some questions from our audience and others. Frank, what do you have for Andy?
Well, Andy, I do wonder during the shutdown in New York and New Jersey, there was a whole debate about what were essential businesses and what were not essential businesses. In some places, gun stores were allowed to remain open as essential businesses. In other places, they weren't. I know you also, if I'm not mistaken, you also provide security or weapons to cannabis dispensaries. I'm curious about your perspective about what should be of those two industries, cannabis dispensaries versus gun stores, what should be essential, what should not be essential?
Well, they've deemed cannabis stores essential, and I'm not against them. They've deemed liquor stores against them, or liquor stores essential.
Thank
Um,
God.
but I'm here. I'm with you. But if somebody comes flying in your house at 3 in the morning and you want to protect your kids and your children, you could probably heave a whiskey bottle at them. But I'd rather have a firearm safe and close by. So, I think most of the American public they want to have the ability to protect themselves. They have the right to bear arms. They have the Constitution in their hand, and they should be able to do that. One of the governors was saying that the problem with keeping the gun stores open and essential is that when this coronavirus is passed and there's a vaccine and this whole thing's behind us, all those guns will still be in all these homes. Well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with an American mom and dad being able to protect their home and own a firearm and maybe take some classes and keeping it out of reach of children, keeping it safe? But responsible gun ownership and being able to protect your property and your family. I mean, that's the basic, the basis of the Constitution. That's the basis of our whole freedom system. So I think gun stores should be open and essential. On the cannabis side, we make, as we've talked about here, we make concealed carry products and we make gun safes. We make safes for dispensaries. By law, dispensaries have to lock up all their product every night. So we make vault doors. A lot of dispensaries will build a vault room and use our vault door. Then they'll put 6, 8, 10, 12 of our safes in the vault room where they lock up their product every night and keep an inventory system with it. So that's what we provide to the dispensary industry, and that's been a very, very big part of our business.
One of our viewers, Mal Carter, who joins us every day almost, tells me that even the gun emoji has been removed from the iPhone. It's getting worse by the minute, isn't it?
It never ceases to amaze me why everybody's afraid of the simple right to bear arms. I don't understand it, but this country was built on was founded that we have the right to bear arms, and it's just part of being an American, the ability to do that. I've got a jewelry store down the street from me, and that jewelry store has a security guard there. There's a bank downtown has a security guard at the bank, and I get that. There's a lot of valuables and a lot of money in those types of places, but I have a tractor and a zero-turn mower and a lot of possessions that are mine and things that have been handed down to me from my grandparents and my family is at my residence, and I don't have a security guard. But those things are just as valuable to me as the valuables in one of these locations. And if I'm responsible and I want to take it upon myself to defend my property and my family, well, that's my God-given right.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Andy Ross, thank you so much. Really appreciate you joining us today and keeping us up to speed on everything that's going on. You guys watching at home, check out American
Rebels, America's patriotic brand. We're a publicly traded company. Our symbol is AREB, and we're at AmericanRebel.com. Thank you for having me.
All right, check it out. Check out the stock. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to do some homework on it, and I'll let you guys know if Andy and the American Rebel guys are investable. You got to know what it's got to be suitable for you and all that other good stuff. But more than suitable is my partner Frank Morano, who joins us with lots of breaking news happening today. Frankie, what do we got?
All right. Well, we've been keeping an eye on. Well, first of all, another 2.9 million Americans have filed for unemployment. So that's interesting. We're keeping an eye on that. The House is going to vote tomorrow on this $3 trillion coronavirus relief bill. Now, in addition to direct payments to states and cities that were particularly hard hit by the coronavirus, it also includes some controversial aspects to it, more direct payments to Americans, but also apparently some direct payments to illegal immigrants, which was not included in the first round of stimulus payments. So that's going to be pretty controversial. You can keep an eye on that. The aspect of it that I'm most excited about, a bailout for newspapers and radio stations. And I can assure you, my radio station is sorely in need of a bailout. And something that I know my mom is very excited about, they are looking at limiting the SALT deduction, which particularly hit high tax states like New York and New Jersey quite hard. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And we were talking with Andy about the shutdown yesterday. Wisconsin's Supreme Court struck down the governor's coronavirus stay-at-home order. Very hotly contested decision. 4-3 decision. They tossed out Governor Evers' order, which closed businesses and schools around the state. So now now businesses will be able to reopen in Wisconsin. So that's going to be pretty interesting.
Wow. So the courts are acting up right now, and you would think that the courts would be a little slower, being there's no people. But talk to my good buddy Lee Armstrong, who tells me that a lot of cases are being heard through video now, and they're doing these virtual hearings and all this other stuff. And I guess that's what's happening in the Michael Flynn case, because things continue to move forward. Rough week last week for the Obama Department of Justice, Frank. I know we didn't get to talk about it a lot, but the whole Bridgegate thing, where Chris Christie's staff was, taken to task for fraud, and they were convicted, and then they appealed it, thrown out on a 9-0. That's pretty telling, if you ask me.
No question about it, and I know we spoke about it with Professor Banzaf the other day. And what the court said in an opinion that was written, I believe, by Justice Sotomayor, is that not that these people didn't do anything wrong. Quite the contrary, they found that these people did act improperly and did abuse their office, but just that they didn't do anything criminal. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects other criminal cases that are coming down the pike, including the Lori Loughlin case, where she didn't benefit materially by cheating, essentially, to get her kid into college. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I don't think Kelly Loeffler is going to have as much of a problem as some of the others. But
I was talking about Lori Loughlin, the actress, Aunt Becky from Full House.
right,
prosecuted.
Right. And I think I never drew that parallel, but I did hear it once before that somehow or another the Bridgegate case sets a precedent that there was no monetary gain, so it can't be fraud, right? So that
right. Well, so that's what's going to remain to be seen. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Now, some positive news in the Northeast. Apparently, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy is saying that the Jersey Shore will indeed be open for Memorial Day. Great news for me. I'm planning a visit to the Jersey Shore the week after Memorial Day. And he's saying that local officials have to restrict the number of beachgoers allowed on any beach or lakefront. They have to enforce social distancing, and they have to prohibit organized events, including beach summer camps, music festivals, or fireworks. So it certainly sounds like it's going to be a fun summer at the Jersey Shore without any activities that could be considered fun.
Well, you could sit. It sounds like you could sit on the beach if you're 6 feet away from the nearest person, and they can't do anything to entertain you while you're there. No music, no concerts, no fireworks, no nothing. So I don't know. I guess it's something. I mean, all those seasonal businesses down there, even if it's at 50%, they got to open because they don't have another chance to make money up here in the Northeast until next year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting.
All right, we're going to take a quick break right here. Nick Adams is going to join us right after this. Nick is a 4-time best-selling author, motivational speaker, and his new book is Trump and Churchill, Defenders of Western Civilization. And I would like to hear, because I love me some Winston Churchill history, and I'd love to hear how he came up with this idea to compare these two men and the enemies that they face. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and wrap up this Liquid Lunch for Thirsty Thursday right after this.